Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more of The Pale Beyond. It's week 14, it's the start of the week. We're going to try and keep everyone alive for a little bit longer. It's going to be tricky, not going to lie, there's a lot of people who are feeling frozen. I think a couple of them may have frostbite. Let's just have a quick look. Frostbite, yeah. 2 crew have frostbite, loads of freezing, and 1's malnourished. So, let's have a think. We want to deal with these first, I think. Let's have a little talk with Hammond. Morning, Captain. I think I'm going to miss the summer when it leaves us. Never took you for a summer man, Hammond? I'm not. Winter means colder. Colder means having to waste more fuel on this bloody thing. Not looking forward to that, let me tell you. Okay. Alright, well let's, we're going to ask the 2 engineers to get on and hopefully cure 2 freezing. They may even cure the frostbites, we'll have to see. Not the frostbites, but 2 healed freezing, which is good. I think the frostbites and I think Runt is unfortunately the one who's suffering with freezing and malnourishment. So we're going to have to... Yeah, so let's pop... Where is he? Let's pop Runt in the bed. Oh, we have frostbite. They'll have to take up the beds. I don't think I'll have the site. Oh, I do. So if we ask them to come up with the medical comforts, and we'll use those immediately to get these guys back up. So we've got... What have we got? I think... He's freezing, but he's working. And then we've got a sailor who's freezing as well, I think. Tucker. So he's may develop into frostbite. I'm not sure I can prevent that. Well, let's begin with a light spot of eavesdropping, shall we?
This one wandered into my tent this morning.
Come along, Pascal. Don't bother the doctor. Did he get into your stores by any chance?
No, he just woke me from my sleeping bag. He was licking my face.
A friendly one. No need to be frightened, Doctor.
I'm not.
Of course. You know, Richard, I much prefer a hearty dinner of wild game to what we had before. Never could stomach those tinned rations. Least of all the peaches. Oh, is that so? I admit I might be a little biased. Ha! Where I'm from, you can get fresh peaches by the bundle, right off the tree. Bite into one of those and it takes me right back to my childhood. Yes, peaches are native to your home island, as I understand. Appleton didn't quite do the flavor justice when they decided y'all should have them. It's too processed, I say. Well, concessions have to be made in order to encourage further production. Are you sure there is issue with the flavor, or do you simply prefer to live off the land? You know, it may just be that. I admit there's a certain satisfaction in gathering your meal yourself. It's how we all did it hundreds of years back. Thankfully, those days are long behind us. Anyway, I must attend to the day's requests. Let's go and pet the puppies. Oh, rubbing its chin, ruffle its fur, pat its back. Happy little pups. We can look at the food situation first. We're going to save the seal until we have to do a demoralization, I think. We pop the little penguins in though. We might end up doing something for the dogs as well. We'll have to see after we do the expeditions. Let's do the requests first. Nutley.
Captain, Kurt's game of rugby was a rousing success. Everyone was eager to get involved.
All a bit more decorum, very nice. Even yourself, Doctor? You don't seem the sort.
Oh, I'm not, but Kurt did drag me into a game. I was tackled fairly hard. I'm still feeling it, to be honest. I'm not alone.
I'm not surprised there was much roughhousing involved.
Still, everyone had a great time, despite the multitude of aches and pains. If you'll excuse me, I need to lie down now. runt. Captain, I've been thinking. What is it, young man? Well, I'm not a very good sailor. I'm small, and I'm not very strong. Well, we're sorry to hear that. But I still want to help. Oh, there's plenty of sailors. There's not as many scouts or scientists or engineers. Well, those roles require quite specialised skills. I can learn. Dr. Nutley loaned me his books and I've been learning to read. I can still help, just a little. Well, earning a doctorate is out of the question in this scenario, but training isn't out of the question. If you're diligent, I suppose you can be taught some of the basics, enough to lend a hand at least. That's what I thought. Captain, please. Alright, so... I mean, we're down a scout, so that's a possibility. We don't really need another engineer. Yeah, we're fine for engineers. But I'm tempted to make a doctor because I think we'll get extra medbay capacity if Timmy goes there. And you know, we already would have been able to cure the other freezing person if we had another bed. So let's do that. Make your way to Nutley. From now on, you're his assistant. Oh, we've got lots of Nutley loyalty. Okay, I will. Thank you, Captain. Dr. Nutley is already lacking in proper experience, but he knows his theory. Perhaps a spare pair of hands is exactly what the doctor needs. Yeah, one maximum doctor slot. I wonder, actually, if we can get someone in there now.
I'm telling you, you're jumping the gun here.
And I'm telling you, you're out of your bloody mind.
Gentlemen, what seems to be the issue here? Apologies for bursting in like this, but...
Winter's on its way. We need a hunker down as soon as possible. If we want to survive the cold, we'll want to set the camp to be set up for the winter in 2 weeks.
I am slightly worried about the fuel situation. Okay, good idea, Hammond.
You want protection for the elements, I understand, but I know just how long winter can last. If we haven't stockpiled enough food, we'll starve to death waiting for the weather to clear. So you would suggest a longer hunting period? Much longer, 5 weeks if we can.
5 bloody weeks? Winter will have hit by then. Are you mad? We have enough to live off. 2 weeks is all we need.
I'm sorry, have you been on the ice before? You talk like you have.
Don't need experience to have common bloody sense, do I?
Men, calm down. There's no need to turn this agreement personal. Captain, your thoughts?
I'm going to side with Hammond. Largely because I need to get his loyalty and because Kurt loves me already. Hammond's right, we can't risk waiting too long.
Hey, but Captain, we wouldn't be prepared. Mr. Darling, that is enough. The decision has been made. I trust the Captain's choice. Perhaps 2 weeks from now, circumstances will change. We will see. Now, if you'll both carry on with your work.
Fine.
Okay, I trust you, Captain.
Mr. Zack. Captain, a suggestion. The ice at this camp seems stale enough that we could conceivably drill a hole through it.
Oh, for what purpose?
Ice fishing. I understand the crew are quite adept at the pastime, and it would prove a pathway to gather more food. It's a good idea, actually, so let's get some crew doing that very thing. We need, how many do we need? Alright, but it has to be sailors, really. Let's get Higgs doing it. Let's also get, say, Lefty and Runstar. There we go. Certainly, I'll assign some crew to that matter. Templeton like that. Thank you, Captain. I'll direct them in their duties. Perhaps we will catch something worth our while. Finish requests. The earlier debate between Mr. Hammond and Mr. Darling was quite worrying. If our navigator and our engineer are at odds, a divide will form amongst the crew. They should learn to respect my authority. Both these men are not ones to bend to disagreement so easily. This crew is like the body. Each organ must be working in tandem if we are to survive. A couple of eavesdrops.
Warm one today, relatively speaking. I never understood how we could grow so used to the cold. I can't even handle a proper summer back home these days. An Oiland summer might be just what I need when this is done.
So this is as warm as it gets down here. Still cold, isn't it?
You think you're cold? Wait until you have old bones like mine.
Hope I'm not still stuck out here when I'm old. Me too. Let's do the expeditions. Let's send someone down here. We'll send Quill. Oh, we got some seals there. What about this way? Send Flick that way. Oh, and Emperor Penguins. That's quite good. Have we got enough people to do a hunting trip this time? 1, 2, 3. We've got just... Yeah, we've got enough. So let's do a full hunting trip for Emperor Penguins. So we've got those coming in. And we've actually used up all our crew this week now. So that's pretty much it. The hoosh is looking okay. Let's call people for dinner. The crew have their meal. Dinner is shared and stories are traded. Let's talk to Hammond.
I was looking at my contract, Captain. After you and Templeton, I am next in command. So don't bloody die. I don't want that responsibility.
Well, now I can't die. I don't want to subject the crew to your leadership.
Ha! You've got that bloody right, Captain.
Hey, we got some loyalty. He kind of likes, he's the opposite of the Doctor. He kind of likes the rough approach. As for Grimly. You notice the sailors are still seated around the campfire, listening with rapt attention as Grimly plays on his accordion. The same song from last week. More of the crew have since joined in. I think it's quite a catchy song. Templeton approaches, speaking to you in a hushed tone. Captain, do you hear this? This has gone on long enough, don't you think? What do you mean? This will continue until you put a stop to it. Your leadership is in question. You have to act. I'd like to leave Grimly be. Please respect that, Templeton. Well, very well. If you won't do something, I will. As the music comes to a close, Templeton marches up to Grimly. Mr. Glossley, return to your post immediately. The old man catches himself before returning to his tent in shame. Problem? Good song. What's it about? What? What is the song about? The crowd of sailors stay, watching the confrontation.
Did Shore set you up to this?
Just tell me, Mr. Stoke, what is that song about?
Ah, piss off.
So, you won't tell me? Grimly reaches forward and grabs Templeton stiffly by the collar.
I said piss off.
Calm down, the two of you. There's no need for this. Ah, we've got Junior's loyalty. Grimly releases his grip on Templeton's collar. Apologies, Captain. I was simply addressing some concerns. Templeton slinks off to his tent as the crowd disperses. Yikes, talk to Templeton. Your mediation should be commended, Captain, but I warn you, this will only continue to fester. What about Grimly?
We've been out here too long. Missed the sea. I just don't feel right on solid ice. Captain Hunt would tell me to suck it up if he were here.
Let's sympathise with him. I feel the same. The ice is no home. Ah, loyalty.
Agreed. Sooner we get off the ice, the better.
Junior. On a ship with Grimly and Hunt. To be honest, that's all I've ever known. Half of my earliest memories are of that. When this is over, not sure what to do. You and Grimly can carry on. This isn't the end for you. Oh, he doesn't like that. The end of something, that's what matters. We aren't going back to the same comforts after this. Those days are over now. Wish I knew ahead of time. Have we spoken to Hammond? Oh, yeah, we have. Eavesdrop. See, the chief's got into a bit of a spat with Mr. Darling. Hey. Hammond's brilliant, but he's adamant to make everything harder on himself. Not that Darling is any better. Lefty.
Starting to miss the brow-beating...
No, he's Cornish, isn't he?
Starting to miss the brow-beating...
No, I can't. I'm stuck in Scottish now.
I'm starting to miss the brow-beating heat. God, in the summer feels like a joke.
Bundle up more, old man. It'll only get colder from here. We've got Oh, Nutley. Oh, were you fishing? Yes, are you interested? Oh, my father would take me fishing quite often. I have some experience. Of course, it's a different story on the ice. Feel free to take the reins, Doctor. Oh, thank you. Perhaps a bit later.
How are my favourite crew members, Lady Cordell?
Tired. They need their rest.
I won't disturb them then. You know, you should treat them more often.
They receive all the treats they need, I assure you.
Kurt. Evening, Shaw. We've been here quite a while, haven't we? Longest I've been on the ice, no doubt.
What was your previous record?
Nowhere close, not even a month. If you stay this long and make it out. Apologies, Captain. Didn't mean to cast a dark cloud.
Okay, we've done it. Well, we've used up all the crew members. There's nothing else we can do, is there? So let's end the week there. In terms of rationing, I'm going to take the fuel rations down one. We'll keep the food. We'll keep the food where it is for now. Five penguins. Gnomes is gone freezing. 2 Johns is freezing. Oh dear, we got a frostbite. 2 frostbite. Gnomes is freezing. Tashi is... oh my god. People are getting cold. Week 15. 4 weeks at second camp. Oh, some penguins up here. Let's talk to Hammond first.
That Kurt doesn't know what he's on about. Lost in his own little world he is. Must think it's still 30 years ago. Man begged and played it he didn't be here, just to feel important. Glad you're not listening to him. You listen to a man living in the past, you'll never see the future.
What about this one? Kurt, do I, seem afraid? Of the sled dogs, that is.
Well, are you?
No.
Have you ever owned a dog as a pet?
No, my family does own several cats.
Ah, I'd be more afraid of those clawed beasties before I feared a little pup.
I suppose you're right. Talking of, let's go and give them their daily scritch behind the ears. Oh, lovely pups. Right, so let's do... well, the frostbitten people are going to have to go into beds, aren't they? And unfortunately, one of those is a scientist. So we can't get them up and running again straight away. They're going to have to go there. Oh, these 3 that left are really annoying. Wonder why she's locked and these other 2 aren't. Anyway, let's do that for now. Oh. Can I... oh. Kind of messed that up a little bit. I wanted to do the furnace first, and then see who cures their freezing. Okay, so we've got one who's going to get frostbite next time, which is unfortunate. I was hoping to get them into a bed once I knew who wasn't freezing, but I guess I kind of did that the wrong way around, perhaps. Let's have a look at the penguins. A small group of emperor penguins are waddled near to camp. Let's go do the requests. Penguins in our tent. Let's do this left to right. An emperor penguin waddles into the tent. Templeton looks to you, confused. Captain? It watches you carefully. Mr. Zack. Captain, last week's ice fishing was quite the success. We were able to gather a decent haul with some patience. 4 fish? Good to hear. Thank you for providing the manpower. Some extra rations will certainly come in handy. Another penguin. An emperor penguin waddles into the tent. Templeton looks unamused. Ridiculous. It watches you carefully. Captain, that Hammond has quite the temper on him. He's one to dig his heels in at any opportunity. We have enough time before winter. We should focus on hunting.
I know you agreed with Hammond last week, but I ask you to reconsider. Very well, I'll take it under consideration. I knew you'd see sense, Captain, sooner or later. An emperor penguin waddles into the tent. Templeton looks at the bird begrudgingly. Shoo! It watches you carefully. Finish our requests. Let's go out and see what's happening. Oh! There's a lot of penguins about.
Arf! Calm, Stanbury. They're just curious of our presence here. Arf! Arf!
My ducks will be going mad.
Oh, baby penguin sneezed. Still sneezing.
About down here. Make a decision regarding the penguins. Here we go. I think this is going to be a hard decision for me. I think if we hunt some of the colony, we'll get a certain amount of resources, but I think this might be the winter stockpile that we're going to need. So I think we're going to have to do something horrible, and I think we're going to have to hunt the entire colony. Much as I don't want to have to do that. As well. I think we have to, unfortunately. Oh. Yeah, our scientists got demoralized. 2 scientists are demoralized. I'm not surprised. Well, we can do something about one of those at least. If we go and put one of them in an interview with Kasha. We'll put Mrs. Glossley in there. That's okay. Well, we can eavesdrop a bit.
Kurt and Mr. Hammond are still at odds, I see. The engineer and navigator butting heads. That's not a good sign, is it? They're smart men, Doctor. I'm sure they'll reach a peaceful agreement in time. Well, I would hope so. There's no need to worry. This will pass.
Let's talk to Nutley.
Captain, I've made friends with this crew. Kasha, Kurt, Junior. They've all treated me with kindness since I arrived. Sorry, I just, I had to say that out loud to someone. I suppose it sounds awfully childish to brag about, doesn't it?
Let's not condescend. Let's not be horrible. Let's do this one. Not at all. I'm happy for you, Arthur. 10 loyalty.
Oh, thank you, Captain. I'm just happy I can admit something like that. It's kind of you to listen.
Kasha?
Before I joined this expedition, I was concerned with how my report would be received. I'm certain the wreck makes for a more interesting story. But before that, it feels like interest in the great explorers is waning.
Perhaps we can renew that interest.
That's what I'm hoping for. I grew up on these tales. Don't know where I'd be without them. Others may not care these days, but they stick with me. I hope another child latches onto this story.
Templeton might just want to go to bed. Oh, good evening to you, Captain. Apologies for the distraction. I was enjoying a textbook. Anything interesting?
This was the first textbook I ever read when entering the field of botany. I'm more than familiar with it, front to back. Still, it's more beneficial to reacquaint myself with my field of expertise, particularly when I have spent such time now removed from it.
What caused you to pursue botany as a study?
A fascination with a class of life form that predates us by millennia, and will survive us by millennia. Do you know why plant life interests me to this degree, Captain?
I assume you're an avid gardener.
Well, there is some truth to that, but my interest lies deeper than a simple hobby. The plant's primary goal is to ensure the continued survival of their species, yet the plant is stationary, vulnerable. What I find truly impressive is how they've developed to take advantage of their circumstance. They take advantage of the actions of others to ensure their own existence. Take your average apple tree, for instance. Birds come, they feast upon the fruit, and the seeds stored within scatter to the ground, ensuring another will grow. Quite ingenious a system, is it not? A form of life so seemingly simple has outsmarted just about every other species that would otherwise cause it harm. And yet not a single plant can survive out here. I think we have them beat there. I like that. You may have a point, sure. Perhaps I take human ingenuity too lightly. Well, I assume this topic is quite a bore for you. I won't keep you any longer, Captain. Oh, hunted penguin store. We got a pile of pengies. I'm not going to take one though. I mean, look at the size of it. I'm hoping that's our winter food stocks there.
Those two were bickering again over dinner.
Hammond and Kurt?
Both of them are talking shite. Someone should talk to them.
Aye, I know when a punch-up is brewing. Grimly.
Sure. If anything happens to me, make sure Junior is my accordion. It's all I've got to give.
I'll make sure of that, Grimly. Hey, he liked that a lot.
Aye. Thanks.
We're getting there with him. It's going to be a tough nut to crack, but we can do it.
Do me a favour, Shore.
If I don't make it back with the rest of you, take care of Grimly. Losing Hunt is one thing, but both of us... I'll try, Junior, I can promise that. Hey, oi, thanks. Make sure he's set up well. He deserves that much at least.
Arf! No, you're not my dinner, are you? You ain't getting a sniff of this. Get on in back to your master. Arf! All right, just a bite.
Reading something?
Yeah, it's a book on poetry.
Oh, can you read one?
On poetry, not of poetry. It's an analysis of the technique.
Oh. I've always wanted to read.
Oh, is that so?
You wouldn't mind helping, would you?
I suppose I could lend you a book, something simple.
Oh, thank you.
Quilsey was... I don't know. I think he was just deep.
Seems Kurt and the Moleman are still going at it. No surprise, the chief doesn't bend in disagreements. Maybe he should. Simple apology would allow us to return to our work without issue. What makes you believe Hammond should be the one apologising? Common sense. Tensions brewing.
Nice dogs. Do you not have work to do, child? What are their names? The one you're petting? That's Maxwell. Oh, they've got a Max as well. That's a person's name in it. Are they all that boring? No. Let's talk to Cordell. Stanbury and Pascal were engaged in a fight this morning. A more serious matter than the usual scrap. I put a stop to it, but it is concerning. Those two often get along. Perhaps the pressure's finally getting to them. The ice can do this to people, and dogs are no different. A bit of loyalty? I would hope not, but you may be right. The stress can affect us all, can it not? I'll have to be more gentle with that pair in the coming weeks. Have a chat with Cat.
Sure, do you look at me as an old man? Don't mistake me, I know I'm getting up there in years. But I'm a father, not a grandfather.
I'm still perfectly capable, if that's what you're asking.
In a way, yes. I suppose that's more pressing than the grey hairs. It's alright, Robin. I don't mind being seen as the old man, just so long as I'm not the useless old man.
My tent, anything? No. Medical tent, maybe. Dr. Nutley. Oh, okay, he just wants to go to bed. So does Kasha, probably. So we'll do the expeditions. Yeah. Although, who have I still got to go? Got a scientist. We'll do scouting. That's what we'll do. We could push out this way. Flick. Little pengies. And we'll go this way with Quilsey. More little pengies. Okay. It's not too bad. We're doing alright with some food stuff there. All we've got now is a scientist who's not been assigned to anything, but I haven't really got anything to assign her to, so... Oops. So I think we'll call that a night. Rations. I'm really worried about our fuel. I mean, we're going to have to bring it down at least one notch, because we haven't got enough. 2 will get freezing. mean, I kind of have to. Oh, then we're going to have to knock that one down as well. Let's do it. Cure frostbite. Cure frostbite. No demoralized. Got a frostbite. He's demoralized again. Gnomes is freezing. Mrs. Gloss is freezing. Mrs. Gloss is Melna. Oh gosh, she's having a bad time. However, when people get more than one condition, it's actually good because, you know, you can just stick them in the bed and medical bed and it will just clear it all up. Week 16. 5 weeks at second camp. Ooh, this is an interesting start. We've only got my tent and the map. Well, let's see what's happening. Kasha charges into the tent. Captain Templeton! You're out of breath. What is it? It's Kurt and Hammond. They're about to knock each other out. Come quick. She bolts out of the tent. Oh, best see to it, Captain. You rush over to the commotion near the boiler.
Do you have any idea how much you're jumping the gun?
I know how much you bloody want to keep playing in the snow.
Playing? I take my work as seriously as you.
You don't actually believe that, do you?
Fine, we'll do things your way. No preparation, no stockpiling. We can all starve to death, but sooner.
Great idea. We're not going to get any more pricked waiting around. We need to hunker down. You're just feeling useful and you don't want it to stop. You don't care about the lives on the line.
Don't you dare say that. Don't you ever dare. After what happened with the... I have experience on the ice. I know the dangers of winter. You're just too stubborn to do anything anyway but your own.
And when you don't get your way, you make a big song and dance about it. You even go sneaking behind my back to the captain. You can't help yourself. You're the bloody glory hound, always looking to be the big man.
Not hard. Sorry that you can never be the big man.
Watch it.
It's clear this could quickly turn ugly. What in the hells is going on here? Kurt and Hammond notice you. Kurt eyes you before scanning the audience that is assembled. Captain, I'm sorry. I just cannot let this matter go.
You're gonna get us killed, you idiot.
Oh, because I got your third killed? Is that it?
Aye, that's not...
That's what you're accusing me of, isn't it? You think I'm a failure, don't you?
See, this is why nobody should listen to you. You've lost your bloody nerve. Nobody's bloody blaming you, but you can't let it go.
That's enough, both of you. The two refuse to listen and continue their argument.
This isn't the time for misplaced heroics from a washed-up fool. You're a damn joke.
I know you all think I'm a joke. This isn't about that. This is about the right thing to do.
You still think you're right? All right, lead everyone into a snowstorm.
That won't happen. I'm a qualified navigator.
Oh, and is everyone else?
No, but they can follow me.
Follow you? You'd lead them to their doom.
You think I would do that after I lost?
Oh, give it a bloody rest. I'm talking about the now.
Of course, you're so callous.
I'm doing my job, even if you don't.
Aye.
Templeton turns his head to you. Captain, this argument has long since diverted from our course of action. This animosity is an entirely different matter. You best exercise your authority. This is getting severely out of hand. I agree. Let's step between the two men. Oh, we got Grimly loyalty, that's good. You step in between the men, breaking the pair up before things grow physical.
Captain, this is between me and the engineer.
Out of my way, Captain. I'm not done.
Do either of you have this crew's interests at heart, or are you just eager for a scrap? After the exchange, both men look to each other wearily, their aggressions taken out. The two of them left only with a glow of shame from their actions.
Hells.
That certainly could have gone better.
Despite his jovial comment, Kurt is unable to bring a laugh to anyone, including himself. I'm not going to rub their noses further in it, I don't think. But let's get them to make up. The two of you are going to shake hands and work together this instant. They look at each other. I'm just going to wait.
They tentatively shake hands. The two men let out weary sighs, almost in unison. He's going to leave. You walk away, making your way to your tent. The two men left to wallow in their shame. As you walk away, you're stopped by Templeton. Stepping in yourself, Captain. It's unbecoming. You should have exercised your authority proper, not gotten physically involved. I just set an example for the rest of the crew. They should follow it going forward. I see. Got some loyalty back. I can respect that view, Captain. We best hope that the crew indeed follow your example. I'm concerned they will instead expect you to act on their behalf. Yikes, that's quite the start to the day, wasn't it? Oh, okay, well, we've got to do something about this situation, haven't we? With the two froze... I don't think frostbite will get cured by raising the temp. But let's see if what we can do with the engineers. Let's get both of them going out to pump the heat. So at least two have healed of freezing. I've got nothing to add to the furnace. I suppose... with one less scout, we're not exactly running out of dogs. I think I need 24, don't I, just to keep everyone heated, so... I'm going to chuck one of the fish in. Ah, no, I need to put them in the furnace. Reverse, reverse. Oh, this is the furnace. That's alright. Yeah, so we'll put one of those in there. So at least we can heat people this week. Demoralization we can send to the journalist. Let's just see who's affected here. Okay, so there's one for the med bay. Two scientists. Well, we don't really have any science for them to go out and do we? So I might stick both of them in a hospital bed as well. Oh, we can send him to the journalist, can't we? Either way, it's in the same tent. So let's send one to Kasha. There we go. She's talking to him quite a lot, I think. I could be wrong about that. And let's assign 2 Johns and Mrs. Gloss to hospital beds, and that's all we need to do for now. That's everyone sorted then. So we'll leave them to it. Something else going on in my tent? Oh, we got Run.
Captain, I was surprised when you sent young Ward my way, but he's taken to the job well. Aye, call me Dr. Timmy Ward now, Captain. Well, you need a certificate for that first. But he's been a great help. Thank you, Captain.
Well, it seems the young Ward has taken to his new calling. I never would have expected the boy to move into medicine. I suppose people can surprise you, Captain. Grimly.
Sure, any spare timber? We, the crew, want me to carve up some totems.
Totems?
Oi, for good fortune on the ice. Some feel uneasy after what happened.
Oh, he's not going to like the idea of me breaking up his accordion. We're out. If you happen to find any wood on the ice, you're welcome to use it.
Shame.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he would have broken up his accordion, and maybe it would have been fuel. But I'm making some gains with Grimly. Where is he? God, we've still got a long way to go with him, though. We're doing pretty well with Hammond now. Junior's all right. Kasha loves us. Nutley's liking us. We've made a poor start with him, but we're catching up. Almost getting there with Lady Cordell. Kurt likes us. Templeton likes us, and that's me. Okay. I think we do some expeditions. So let's do a couple of scouting forays first. What about maybe over here? Oh, hello. Who are you? Is that a walrus or something big, isn't it? If I click on it, it's large game is dangerous. Despite how many are assigned, a crew member will be wounded. Ooh. I mean, I think we have to, don't we?
Well, let's send these two. For elephant seals. Okay, one of those is going to be wounded, but hopefully we can deal with that. Have I got enough men now to send them out for these seals? I think we just have, so we'll do that. Get some food. And I've probably got one more scouting I can do, haven't I? If I pick one that's 3 away, maybe we'll do this one. Send Flick out there. I've got some little pengies. I've got quite a few of them now. I've got one crew member, which I think is a scientist. Yeah, Mr. Zach, but I haven't really got anything for him to do, so... It's been a while since we found any sort of science on the ice. Oops. Right, so I think that's probably it for now. So let's call people in for dinner. Crew have their meal. Dinner is shared and stories are traded. Grimley? Oh, he wants to go to bed. Templeton probably will as well. Oh, Captain, I've noticed a decline in my writings. At first, I blamed the cold. Then I realised I would often drink coffee as I write. It's becoming more difficult to keep up the energy without it. How much coffee would you drink to make such a difference? I admit I'd grown quite dependent on the caffeine. Oh, it's a shameful thing. I've often struggled with sleep, no matter how exhausted my body would feel. It often wouldn't come. Best to channel those hours into research, I've always believed. Okay. Junior? Ah, he's going to bed. At camp, you notice Kurt hesitantly approaching Hammond.
I should apologise for what happened this morning.
You should, or you want to.
We shouldn't give in to immaturity. We should be bigger. More mature men.
Alright, let's leave it at that. I'm not going to be starting on you again.
Right, good.
Aye. Condolences.
Hmm?
For Yorick the Third. Couldn't have been easy.
Oh, thank you. The two share a brief silence.
You can be on your way now.
Right, of course. The two return to their duties as you return to your own. Well, that went well. I think we handled that all right, didn't we? Seemed to diffuse. Hannon's probably going to go to bed. Oh, okay.
I was thinking, if I die, the crew's fucked. My work will be wasted if I end up going under. Captain, if I go, you better keep them alive. I'm not keen on dying for nothing.
I'll keep everyone alive, and that includes you, Hammond. Ah, loyalty.
Aye, nice to think that. But you know how tough that task is. Still, I trust you. Better than most on the ice.
Shouldn't known this would happen. The chief was bound to fly off the handle eventually, eh? Hey, can't say I feel bad for Mr. Darling anyway. Oh dear.
You have been bothering my dogs for some time now. They're having fun. Are you shaken by the morning's events? That? Oh, I've covered much worse incidents in the city. Yes, but you could return home after that. Grant my dogs a rest, and grant one to yourself as well. Dr. Cordell? Captain, there's a matter I wish to bring to your attention. I intend to train one of the crew to handle the kennel in case well, if the worst should occur, I do not wish the crew left without a kennel master. Good idea, Cordell, but let's hope it doesn't come to that. Oh, lots of loyalty. Thank you. I will ensure someone suitable is chosen, but we will speak more on this later. This is your time of rest, correct? Old Kurt.
I've been thinking, sure. If this expedition is indeed the end of the line for Kurt Darling, I wonder how they'll speak of me when I fail to return. What will the newspapers say?
They'll herald your return and nothing more. Don't lose faith.
Ever the optimist, Captain. Suppose I should think the same. For the crew's sake, at least. Funny, isn't it? No matter what you do in life, you never get to see your own legacy.
I think that's it for the day, but let's quickly check some of those relationships again, because we've been making headway with Grimley. Not that you'd know it. With Cordell, we're very close to loyalty on Cordell now. Kurt's topped back up. Nutley's pretty high. Kasha's high. Don't know about Timmy. Junior's all right. Oh, Grimley, I will get there with you, Grimley. I'll keep you alive just so we can be friends. Let's end the week. At least I can hate people to some degree. We're gonna have to knock it down though. 24. Oh, I should go back. I've actually got food to add to the pot. I should... Can I not go back? Oh, no. I could have fed people, but I forgot to add to the hoosh pot, so we're going to have to bump it down. Lose half our remaining decorum, but that's my fault. Lots of food coming in, though. Tashi is freezing. Cavity is freezing. Tashi was also wounded. Tucker is freezing. Runce Dar is freezing. Mrs. Gloss was cured of malnourishment. Two Johns cured of frostbite. Mr. Gloss is no longer demoralised. Runt is freezing. Oh, wow. Two Johns is freezing. Runt is malnourished. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Week 17. 6 weeks at second camp. What's going to happen next? Let's talk to Hammond first.
Captain, about what happened last week. Sorry.
Well, it's okay.
She needs fuel for the week.
Yeah, well, I've got nothing to feed the furnace, so I can't do that. I will ask engineers, though, to get a couple of freezing people back on their feet. That's good. We'll come back to that. I want to do requests first. I also want to feed the food pot. Elephant seals. Cures freezing as well. That's pretty good. Oh, but only if they're on the furnace. Okay. Well, that'll take us up to 19. I mean, if we did both, that would take us up to 34. But I don't know if we're going to need that when we're settling in for winter is the only thing. Maybe I'll keep that for now, just in case. But we could add... We don't have a demoralised. Let's add some crab-eater seals and emperor penguins, perhaps. So we can add 90 of these with the 10 that we have. So that's a 97. I mean, we've got 23 more. What's that? Oh, okay, we've added enough things to the pot. Fair enough. Well, let's do that. Let's do medical tent, because there's a couple of beeps we're going to have to rest out. We've got young... Can't do him, which is annoying because he's going to get scurvy and frostbite, but perhaps then we can add him to a hospital bed. Okay, well we can add the wounded crewman and one of the freezing ones. And poor little Timmy is just going to have to suck it up until he's frostbitten and got scurvy. I don't suppose I've got 3 scientists. Oh, I have. Tell you what, let's at least get some medical stuff, comforts in. I don't think we need to use them this week, but it'd be good just to have them in stock for if we do need them at a later date. Okay, well, let's do requests first. There are no requests. Do some expeditions first. Let's keep exploring. Got a fishing spot. About here. 2 fishing spots. Okay, well, we've got plenty of food there. And we've got some able crewmen. Do the little pengies. There we go. Just one left, who's a sailor, but can't do much about that. Just give him a week off, I guess. Right, well I think we should do the furnace. Lock down the camp and prepare for winter. I've got like 0 fuel. Well, it's just going to be that, isn't it? Food's not looking too bad, but I think we should still ration. We can deal with malnourishment. Oh wow, we're losing all our decorum though, so I think for that sake, we at least we'll have some left when we do this. Hey, penguins, dogs. Winter continues. Gnomes is freezing. Two Johns is freezing. Tashi cured. That's good. Of freezing and his wounds. Cavity cured. Runt is no longer malnourished, but he has got frostbite. Tashi is freezing again. Gloss is freezing. We're going to have quite a lot of freezing here, I think. Tucker is freezing. So what's that? That's 5 freezing and 1 frostbitten. So I'm not sure what happens when we kind of lock down for winter. I guess we'll find out. We're at 3rd camp now. Oh, I hope that doesn't mean we've lost all our scouted food spots. Act 2. Okay, well let's do this. The crew have settled down for the long winter. It will be many months before the canopy is removed, and further travel across the ice will be a possibility. The winter. The crew will be here for quite some time. The winter is long and cold and carries out in complete darkness. One can lose track of the days. Crew are tough. They have fared worse already. To have braved the dangers of a shipwreck in the ice, of creatures set to kill and maim, the cold and dark are but another challenge that the crew are sure to overcome. Before the winter set in, the navigator and the engineer came to blows in public amongst the crew. Quite literal were the blows, as the men had to be separated by the crew, or me. Tensions were high. They should not hang over either man's head. A professional disagreement turning uncivil is not unheard of, particularly in high-pressure situations. Both men still carried the crew's best interests at heart. Tensions seem to have calmed since the incident. The coldest part of the world has now entered its coldest stage. Even in the winter, even words and time can freeze over. The doctor is likely to have his hands full in the coming months dealing with frostbite among the crew. I only hope the young man is prepared for such a task. Can't zoom in. Oh, I can zoom out now. That's as much as I can zoom out. So if I go out, oh yeah, we've lost all our food spots. However, we're very close to the Viscount Island. Oh no, does that mean we lost... Don't say that meant we lost our food stocks, the penguins. Unless they're under the canopy. I just want to check. Where's the penguins? Are you joking? That was supposed to be our food stocks for the whole winter. Oh my god. I think I might have to reload. Just go back a week, because I thought that pile would stay there for the whole of winter. I think we were supposed to be using the men to gather it in. Oh. I thought that would keep us going through the winter. We could just pop over to the pile of penguins and get them. So we killed them all and then didn't use it at all. I think that may have killed us all. I mean, that is the sum total of our food stocks to get through the winter. What have we got? We've got like 30, 60. I mean, it's just over 100 food, and we needed at least 150, I think. I've got these as well. I think I'm going to go back a week. I mean, instead of sending people out on the ice, I think we're going to just go into the pile of penguins and grab some of those. Oh. Oh it's right there. I didn't see it.
Oh, thank God for that. Okay, belay that. We've brought our penguin still with us. Thank goodness for that. Okay, that's fine. We will carry on from here then, even though we've got no fuel or anything. Perhaps we'll find stuff to burn. Maybe penguins. But for now, we'll leave it there. So thanks very much for watching this. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's very tough. Very tough trying to keep everyone alive. Apart from that one scout, it may have been a story event, or maybe I just didn't have the right gun to deal with the situation. Either way, we've lost one person so far. Apart from the deserters, but that's scripted. But yeah, if you did enjoy it, then please hit the thumbs up button on the video. Subscribe to the channel too if you've not done so already. That would be fantastic. And leave a comment, because it's always great to hear what you guys are thinking about the series and about the game and anything else really. So thanks very much, and I hope to see you next time for more The Pale Beyond. Bye for now.